The May 7th, 2024 meeting of the West Haven ARPA Committee will now come to order. Will each member, paid professional, and city official state your name for the record? Ken Carney.
Dwight Knowles.
Gary Carter.
Iris Diaz.
Ken Ferris. Mike Glass.
Let the record show we have Ernie Torelli here, sidewalk inspector. The chair will now ask for a motion to waive the reading of the April 2nd, 2024 regular meeting minutes.
So moved.
Do you have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Saying I was in here last meeting.
We're actually passing a motion to waive the reading of the minutes. Yeah. Now I'd like a motion to accept the April 2nd, 2024 regular meeting minutes. Do I have a motion?
Motion to accept the minutes.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Let's go to the general report here. So the finance team, working for the city of West Haven, has taken advantage of some of the ARPA rules and regulations, and it looks like everything now fits into the revenue loss category. Given that, projects that we could not do because that category was filled, limited to 10 million, can now come back into play, one of which is paving. So we spent $2 million in paving in revenue loss. Without revenue loss, the paving you can't do with ARPA funds. Now, with revenue loss increasing to the full 29 million, we can bring paving back in if the council and the mayor decide to do that. So you're gonna see less red tape and some additional projects coming in that we possibly could not have done otherwise. If you go to page 12, we have here the soft cost budget. The feds allow up to 10% of the overall ARPA award to go to soft costs. I think we're going to be closer to 5%. What we've done here is we funded the soft costs through June, and we're running about $39,800 per month. That means UHY is running $12,000, Carmody is running $16,000, Robert Half is $11,500, and Jow is about $300. So that's the proposal that we'll bring before the city council at the end of May, and we'll actually ask for a resolution for some additional funds out of contingency. Okay? Go to page 13. You have your project list, which is also here, and we'll reference this as we go through this. Starting with the CARES Act, I've got an invoice from Jow Films for $250 on page 14. Do you have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Okay. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Mark, you over here. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. I'd like to introduce Mark Malaspina. He's with Carmody. Mark is the guy behind the scenes who does the bulk of the work, does all the contracts. He's always available. You call him day and night, he's right there for you. He's a fantastic asset to the city, and we're happy to have him. Thank you, Mark.
My agent.
Business card.
I'll just get it for you.
Let's go to Carmody, pages 15 through 20. We have an invoice for $16,676. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, go to page 21. We have a, 21 is here.
Oh, sorry.
We have Robert Half invoice for $2,037.28. We have Robert Half on 22 for $2232.48. We have Robert Half on page 23 for $2227.99. We have Robert Half on page 24 for $1457.66. Do you have a motion to, oh, one more. Robert Half on page 25 for $2518.93. Do we have a motion to approve those invoices?
Motion to approve.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. I believe there is a motion being considered to hire the Robert Half employee, which would reduce this number considerably, but presently we're paying a third party. Let's go to page 26 in your book. Here we have the Beach Street guardrail. Ernie, I'm going to have you come to the podium and run through these with us. This is the advertisement for the Beach Street guardrail for $472.66. Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Do I have a second? Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, on page 28, we have the ad that went out for the Veterans Memorial Park. They opened that bid today. I'll discuss more about it in a moment. Hearst Media, $527.64. Do I have a motion to approve?
Make a motion to approve Iris.
Do I have a second? Second, any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. All right, next, go to page 29. Here is a detailed report on page 29 through 43 for the roof at the Noble Community Center, Child Development Center, I should say. They're about 90% complete. We just picked the color of the flashing a couple weeks ago. They ordered that, so all the coping will match the building. And they are looking for a couple payments. The first one goes to the architect on page 44 for $1698. Do you have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do you have a second? Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, we go to the Imperial Restoration Company. Now, you'll see on page 45, we have an invoice. I do have the architect's signature on the same invoice, which I'll submit in this file. It didn't make the book because the book gets done on Thursday. The architect signed it today. They're looking for $61,000, leaving about a $47,000 balance. Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
That's Ken. Do I have a second? Gary, any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. All right, next we go to Ernie's stuff. Ernie, we're at page 47, the dog park chain link fence from Frankston Fence for $89.62. Do I have a motion to approve this invoice?
Motion to approve.
Do I have a second? That's Gary. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. That's 47 through 50. Let's go to page 51 now. This is a Frankston Fence repair on Jones Hill Road for $19.72, 51 through 54. Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Do I have a second? That's Gary. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Let's move on to Veterans Memorial expansion. This is Westcott and Mapes. These are the people who are designing, the firm that's designing the expansion to the memorial. The bids came in today. I'll go through those in a moment, but this is the soft costs, and that's on page 55 through 56.
My name on it?
Were you in combat in Vietnam?
Yeah.
Why isn't your name on it?
I don't know.
Well, I'll give you a number to call. Were you really in Vietnam?
Yeah.
All right, hold on. They're adding 14 names, so it might be 15. 475 655 2993. Call that number, tell the person who answers who you are, and we'll get you on the memorial. They're gonna want your DD 214. Excellent, okay. You're in.
on it?
No, you're not on it. We know you're not on it. Maybe the Gulf War, the second one, I don't know. All right, so do we have Westcott Mapes 5465, do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
And any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Let's go to page 57. This is,
740?
no, we're going 57 now, 740.
Okay.
57, we have Westcott Mapes reimbursement, $740. Do you have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, we go to Beach Street Guardrail on page 58. Here we have a $42,000 contract. The first thing we want to know is, did this go out to bid?
It did.
Excellent.
There were two
Tell us
bidders.
about this one. This is a big one. Tell us about this one, Ernie.
This is the old section of Beach Street, and it's from Stowe's down to Morris. We put a wooden guardrail along that stretch, and it did go out to bid, and there were two bidders, and this was the lower bidder. This is the first time we worked with Gateway. They did an excellent job.
Excellent. So Gateway Fence and Guardrail, $42,000. Do you have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Do you have a second? Second, Iris, any discussion? All in favor?
Just real quick.
Yes.
This was not included in the state contract,
No,
or the state
No,
one?
this
It's
one at the bid.
outside their- okay,
the
so-
state, yeah, well, so we have the right to bid anything at any time. The state contract does not exist for a wooden fence like this. It went out to bid
Well, I mean
and,
the grant, the state grant for the rising of, beach.
No,
No.
two
This was
separate.
outside.
This
Outside
was,
that,
this
yeah.
was the old beach section, Beach Street section.
Okay, gotcha.
yep, okay. Any other discussion? All in favor for approval?
Aye.
Aye. Excellent, motion carries. Next, we go to page 62 for stump removal. Tell us about this one, $15,000, go ahead.
There were quite a few stumps in the area that needed to be taken care of. I put it out to bid. I got about 10 bidders, and this was the lowest bid.
Excellent, so that is Harrington and Sons for $15,000.
Where was this at? Where?
Several different locations, and in your packet, it should have the list of all the locations that the stumps were taken
I
care
don't
of.
think we have it in the packet. It didn't make the packet. Roughly where were they?
Well, they were mostly in the, if you remember the trees that went down around Winslow Drive during that bad storm about 2 years ago, most of the stumps were in that area. They're quite large stumps, so most of them were in the Winslow area of West Shore. But there were some others scattered around.
Okay. Do we have a motion to approve this invoice?
Motion to approve.
That's Dwight. Do we have a second?
I second.
Iris? All right. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye. Motion carries. Next, we go to page 64. This is Painter Park Playground mulch. Say that 3 times fast. Ivy League Landscaping, 3,100. Do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do I have a second? Okay, and do I have any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Go to page 66. Reimbursement hours. So we are obligated to reimburse the city for the time that Mr. Ernie spends on ARPA projects. We are looking for a reimbursement from January, February, and March. $8,181.61. They are detailed on page 66. Do you have a motion to approve?
So moved.
So moved. That's Chris. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second. Discussion.
Discussion. This reimbursement, are you working with Sandella?
I work for Public Works under Sandella, yes. But this is a separate, I'm appointed as sidewalk inspector, and this is on the ARPA side.
He works for us.
Sandell?
No,
No,
he does.
I do.
Yeah.
When it comes to ARPA, I work for you. Sidewalk-wise, I work for the city.
Okay. That doesn't mean he's coming to your house to rake the leaves. I'm not saying that.
No.
Just fix the
ARPA.
road.
So- Oh, yes, we gotta fix the road. He's got a problem on Woodmont Road that's becoming a danger. We gotta look into that.
On Woodmont? Okay.
All right. Do you have a motion to approve this reimbursement? We have the motion, right?
Yep,
Okay,
Chris.
the discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Who
Motion
seconded
carries. That was over here, I believe. Oh, Mike Less, sorry. All right, moving on. These are project estimates requiring ARPA approval. Go to page 67. We have here a $1,700 boat ramp sign. And if you go to page 68, there it is. Double-sided, $1,700. Do you have a motion to approve? Yes, sir. Installed, painted, fabricated.
Motion to approve?
Do you have a second?
Second.
Second will be Dwight. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Let's go to regulation sign update, page 69. Tell us about this $500. What are we doing here?
Because of the incident down along the shore, the times were changed that were on the blue regulation signs that are all along up and down the shoreline, from sunset to sunrise. So instead of making up all new signs with all the rules, I'm having Sign Light get a overlay over the existing hours.
You're altering existing signs.
Correct.
Okay. Do you have a motion to approve this $500 expense?
Mo-
Motion to approve.
Do I have a second?
I second.
Discussion. Anyone? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Let's go to Wizard Painting Company on page 73. And this is for painting a steel
The steel
guardrail. If you go
guardrail
to
in the
page
parking lot.
74 and 75, you'll see it. That's the before picture. We hope to have the after picture if you approve this next month. 1775, a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
That's Dwight, second. Gary, any discussion? All in favor? Motion carries. All right, next, we go to the West Haven Conference Center gazebo, Wizard Painting, page 76. Here we have, on page 77, a picture of what needs to be painted. He's gonna paint the rails, it's $875. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
That'd be Rohan. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, we go for $2,000, no smoking signs on page 79. Tell us about that one.
We are adding no smoking signs to, under all the blue signs that are out there for regulation.
How many?
What this is that I'm making up 4 new regulation signs where we don't have any. So it's going to include the large blue regulation signs and also the no smoking signs, and they're going to mount them on their own.
How many no smoking signs?
4 no smoking, but also, this is really
For the rule signs.
rule signs also, and also installation.
All right. So Sign Light has given us a lot of great pricing. Do you feel this is good pricing?
Most definitely.
Okay. Do you have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
That's Dwight, second. Gary? Any discussion?
It says on the quote that there's 20 signs. Right. It says 24 by 16
Okay.
inch signs.
There are 20 blue signs out there already,
Okay.
and that's where the no smoking is going to go, but also I'm making up 4 new
So
blue
you're getting
regulation
20 no
signs.
smoking signs, not 4.
I'm making total of 20, yes.
Okay. I asked you earlier, you said 4. So
Yeah, I know, well, because there's 2 different
I understand.
projects going on with
That,
these
to me, that's a
signs.
real price now. So we got 20 no smoking signs, 4 large rule signs, $2,000. Do any more discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, boat ramp perimeter fence for almost 12 grand. Let's go to page 81. What do we got?
This is the, in
Go
your
to page
packet,
83. There's the bid tally.
there's the bid tally, and also you should have a picture of the existing guardrail that's out there, which is being removed. We're redoing the entire boat ramp down there with paving and such, including the guardrail, including the signage, and including this new fence around the perimeter, replacing the guardrail.
All right, so this went out to bid. The lowest responsible bidder was this Fortress Fence Company,
Correct.
11995. Do we have a motion to approve this bid?
Motion to approve.
Do we have a second? Any discussion?
I just have one quick question for Ernie. Now, with that fence, will that, stop maybe some of the garbage that's getting thrown?
That's part of the objective, yes.
Okay. All right, good.
Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Ernie, thank you for everything. Any last reports for us or anything? You good?
Good.
You're the best. Thank you, sir. All right, let's go to page 87. All right, here we have an invoice. No, I apologize. Here we have a Vertical Church budget revision. So what happens is when Vertical Church filled out their application for their $150,000, by the time it got through all the various departments and through MARB, their needs changed. The dollar sign did not change, but the budget changed, okay? They were hoping to buy a forklift. They couldn't wait any longer, so they went out and bought their own forklift, and we can't reimburse them for the forklift because it did not go through procurement. They just called the guy and bought a forklift. So with that, they're now asking for the money to be rearranged, as you see on page 88, the bulk of which is going to go to rent and utilities to keep their building open. Their building is the Dream Center. They distribute food and clothing out of that building. So it's our job to approve the budget. Again, they're not asking for additional funds. Do you have a motion to approve their budget?
Ken, what is the period for the rent and utilities?
December 26. Now, they're gonna bring bills before us, Chris, as we pay them. We're gonna see all the invoices. We have a motion on the table. Do we have a second?
Who made the motion?
Oh, I thought you did.
I made a motion.
Oh, Mike made the motion. Ken, second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Their new budget's been approved. Let's go down to stormwater management. And let's talk about that for a moment. So in order to obligate these funds, the new ARPA rules allow us to do an internal contract between the mayor's office and Public Works. So the balance of this, of these funds are in Mark's hands right now. He's doing a contract or MOU or something. And once it's signed, those funds become obligated, and we beat the deadline of December of '24. And we can continue to spend those funds through '26. And we have several invoices starting on page, excuse me, thank you, page 89. I've got Cerulli here, 89 through 95. Now, before we go here, I want you to go to page 96. Everybody see this? Now, the complaint, go to page 96, the complaint out there is that storm basins, catch basins have not been cleaned. Look at page 96, look what they found, and look at page 97. Okay? The storm base has been buried for years. They knew it was there from the mapping. No one knew where it was. They had to go digging for it. Go to page 98. Here's the storm basin they were sent to clean. Now go to page 99. That's what we're dealing with. So when people say to you, oh, it's raining more water, more flooding, I don't buy it. It's maintenance, it's taking care of what we have, it's cleaning out these storm basins, and I think we're making a big difference, and we certainly are making a difference in this neighborhood. All right, so with that, 89 through 95, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 invoices for Cerulli. I went through them all in great detail. I had questions for him. He answered the questions. Public Works signed off on this. I've got Cerulli for $6,660, $13,320, $4,250, $97.20, $6,075, $57.50, and another $66.50. Do I have a motion to approve these invoices?
Motion to approve?
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
This work's all done?
No, we're gonna expend the entire $1 million on these catch basins. We're probably about 15% through.
All right, so when we're approving these, is the city holding on to this money as being committed before?
If you go to your tracker, I'll answer, let me tell you the whole story. Go to your tracker. Go to 2022010. We had an original spend of $1,470,000, not including the invoices in front of you. We've spent $132,338. We have 1.3 change to spend. Okay. That being said, we have the CDM Smith report, which details all the catch basins in the city. Cerulli as one crew and the city personnel as a second crew are visiting every single catch basin, replacing if necessary, resetting if necessary, snaking pipes if necessary, cleaning if necessary. And there's a negotiated price on Cerulli's side for each of those functions. And then what they're doing is they're mapping this on the GLS, or GIS? GIS. Does that answer your question?
Well, yeah, but when we're approving these, if these haven't actually been done yet?
Done,
Oh, they are done?
done.
Okay.
The pictures
That's
show
what I
that,
was- Yeah, I just wanna
100%,
make sure
done.
they're done, okay,
Yeah, the only invoices he sends us are the ones that are done.
gotcha.
And I get pictures, by the way, of every single catch basin. It's like 200 pages. I just pulled out the pictures that show the
Well,
best.
These are pretty, pretty good, I mean, they even curved in front of one of the,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
catch basins, so.
Yeah, okay. Do you have a motion to approve these invoices?
I think we had a.
You have that,
motion
okay.
second.
Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Excellent. All right, moving on. We have an update on the Recycle and Reuse Center. So the mayor and her team have committed to buying large totes for every single address in the city. 16,000 totes. These are for recyclables. They're the big 55-gallon units. And what happens is it goes to the address, it stays with the address, it cleans the city up, there's more recycling, and the truck comes along with a claw, picks it up and puts it in the truck, okay? So that's what's happening there. And the council has approved that measure through a resolution. Next, we have the Broadband Access Library program. Invoices keep coming in. None today, but they are working on that. Next, we have City Hall windows. So we had a pre-construction meeting on site with the 3 vendors and the architect. We decided to order 1 window, 1 unit. It was installed in the assessor's office. It is a practice window. The grid is the wrong grid, and the night locks do not disengage, and they're gonna fix that. And we think the remaining windows, 179, will be in about 8 weeks, and we'll do 1 section of the building at a time. Okay? Any questions on any of those projects? All right, let's move on to page 100. Here we have a proposal from Hoffman Architects. So page 100 through 105. So the challenge is when we remove the windows, the state law requires there be a third-party monitor on site. That monitor comes to us through the architect. We had the monitor here, monitoring the removal of the 1 window. When the abatement guys came out, they put 2 layers of plastic on the inside of the building. They created a containment tent on the outside of the building. They removed the window. They then wrapped it in plastic. It's gonna go into a hot container. They removed all the caulk, assuming it's PCBs. We don't know, we didn't test, we assume. And from that, they were able to formulate what it's gonna cost for a monitor to be here the entire time they're here, which is about 52 days. So we need to approve this proposal. Do you have a motion to approve Hoffman Architects for monitoring services for $42,560?
22,000 for 52 days?
Yeah.
That's the cheapest we could get?
It is, and it includes all the testing. There's all kinds of testing involved in that. And it could go up and it could go down depending how long they're here. And that's within the budget that we have for the windows. Do we have a motion?
I make a motion.
Because nobody wants to,
Do you have a second?
A second.
Second, any discussion? All right, all in favor to hire the monitor, to monitor the window removal for City Hall window projects, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Let's go to page 106. Okay, so we have, the bids have come back for the Allentown Firehouse Garage. This is a roughly 2,000 square foot garage built on site out of block. We have our lowest responsible bidder at the present moment is Diversity Group for $597. The second bidder came in at one bidder came in at $698, one at $672, one at $686. The motion is to award the project to the Diversity Construction Group pending a scope review. May I have that motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, let's give it to Iris. Any discussion on this one?
Ken, are you guys concerned that we're almost 100,000 less than the next bidder?
So there's always a concern, but you do a scope review because of that. Now, we actually allocated $750,000 for this project. With that, we would have had to pay the architect, which we did, There's some CA work from the architect, and there's also some third-party testing on concrete, steel, things like that. But we could come in under budget considerably if he holds up to the scope review.
Now, do they must have to give the city or the fire department a bond?
So we waive the bonds,
Okay.
but better than that, we pay as you go.
All right,
So,
so I'm just
yeah.
afraid they're gonna get into this and say,
Well, if they do, let's assume, it hasn't happened yet, but let's assume worst-case scenario, they don't perform, we will be ahead money-wise. We only pay for work that's done. I don't want that to happen, but that's a safeguard. Okay? Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye. Motion carries. Okay, moving on. Go to page 110. This is a proposal for $68,900 from WB Mason. If you go to page 114, you will see what they want to do here. So the challenge at the Allentown Fairfax Fire Station is the sleeping quarters are set up where if one fire person gets sick, they all get sick. They also have a woman coming in, and they want to section her sleeping quarters off from where the men sleep. And they're able to achieve that with this prefab furniture from WB Mason. WB Mason is on the state bid list. It didn't have to go out to bid. The chief, however, did his due diligence, and he got several bids from state list vendors. And this was not only the least expensive one, but is the one that gave him exactly what he wanted. So we want to pay for those new bunks and dividers out of ARPA funds for $68,900. Do I have a motion to approve?
I make a motion to approve.
Iris, do I have a second?
Second.
Mike, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay. So I'll put approve there. All right, next we have Center District. They are negotiating the purchase of 2 homes. We're waiting for the outcome on that. One is, they've got a verbal contract with. The second one is, they're still working on. West Shore, I have Antonazzi designing their sleeping quarters at both their fire stations to achieve what Allentown is doing with W. Mason, but West Shore has the problem where their sleeping quarters are just too small. So they're gonna project their sleeping quarters out into the common areas to offer more room. That's under design. Go to page 116. Here I have an invoice from Omnidata for $132,433.57. This is for the cameras. And that is the balance. This company performed very well. They delivered everything they promised plus more without charging us more. They moved cameras at no charge. They put in a temporary hotspot at no charge that they paid for. They coordinated the whole fiber optic installation. They trained the police today, I believe was the training session. And during the riot that we had down there, everything was caught on camera. The cameras were working 100%, okay? So I'd like to pay him off $132,433.57. Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Okay, do I have a second? Iris, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, we have A&S. This is a small change order on page 118. They actually had to add another circuit and plug that was not in the original plans within the bathhouse to service some equipment from Omnidata. $593.04. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
That's Rohan. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Moving on, we go to Painter Park Fieldhouse. We are still waiting on a site plan. The plans are done. We need a site plan. That'll go out to bid. That's roughly $1 million. EMS premium pay, the mayor's working on that. Haley School, White Owl at 57-100, won that project, and he'll be starting soon. West Haven Field and Track, we have the closeout paperwork. The punch list has been completed. HVAC Noble Community Center rooftop units, the rooftop units are in. They'll be scheduling those to install on the new roof before May 20th. Electrical main breakers and circuits at city buildings, I do have a bid and I believe they're on the state bid list. I'm waiting for their contract, and if so, we can move ahead with that. And then we have the Kerrigan boilers and repiping the entire school. That has been moved from ARPA and has gone to bonding. And if you look on your sheet, you will see your contingency has grown to 2.1 million because the boiler money fell to contingency. Okay? Let's go to page 119. This is Superior Logistics. This bothers Rohan, but this is the guy who's storing the 5 boilers at $600 a month. Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Oh, he's gonna do a second, okay. He spit it out. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, we go to bleacher repair at Veterans Field. So the challenge here is it turns out, I'm being told by the vendors that they only repair the bleachers that they sell. So certain manufacturers have certain vendors. A vendor from XYZ company will not work in ABC's bleachers. It's a liability thing. They don't know how they're engineered. They don't know what the stress points are. So that may make it a sole source provider, and I'm looking into that now. And Mike Lass was very kind to get me pictures of the bleachers so I could share them with the vendor to identify actually who makes the bleachers. Thank you, Mike.
You're welcome.
Community mental health needs. I have an invoice on page 120 through 132 from Bridges. And that is for $6,735. Everything is there. I think Bridges is doing a fantastic job. I happen to know somebody who's utilizing their services, and it is making a difference. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Okay, that's Mike, Gary. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Motion carries. Next, we move on to aid to small business. Applications reviewed by UHY were all denied, and the mayor is coming up with a new plan for those funds. Moving on to support for the arts community. I have an invoice here for $9,375. If you go to page 133, these guys have done a great job. They have followed the terms of the contract, and they have put together an application for micro grants. They have a website going. They describe in the application everything that's required by ARPA. They're very friendly to work with. They put a lot of work into this. What you have in the book is only half of what I have. I actually have additional paperwork that showed up after I made the book. I've spoken to the attorneys. I've spoken to UHY, and they are due the $93.75 that they're asking for. Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Okay, Gary's a second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, we have the police storage shed. So it turns out the location of that shed is on top of some high voltage wires that we're afraid to go on top of. So we moved the shed to the impound center, and then the impound center is going to grow in size to accommodate the vehicles. It turns out the police have cars and vehicles from 2003 that the judge still has not released in the case. It's insane. They are so crowded over there, it's not even funny. So we're going to try and help them out. I'm going to ask the mayor to consider allocating more funds to this project once I show her what's going on. We'll see how that goes. But this is being redesigned, waiting for a site plan that'll go out to bid. Kerrigan School Playscape, visited there yesterday with the superintendent, walked the entire project. We come up with a small punch list. Some of the buckles were missing on the pads on the basketball court poles. 2 of the latches were damaged on the gates. Within an hour, they came out. They fixed all of that. We have 2 pickleball courts, and we have 2 full-size basketball courts. The school is using it as an outdoor gym. People in town are using it. It is really a nice setup. Their balance is $24,615.60 on page 150. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
I second.
Iris, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, we have new business. Does any member have any new business to present? If none, do I have a motion to adjourn? Oh, we gotta, oh, don't, oh, no, take it back. Mark, remind me, we gotta pass this around.
Yep.
All right. Yep, start over there and bring it right around. Give me 2 more minutes here, guys. We are spending money here.
You improved a lot today.
The new director, we discovered the description that he's been shut out of all this aquaponics for no reason. And it's, you know, I've gotten a caution twice on it.
Here's your answer. Rose.
No, actually, they track exactly the agenda that Ken reviewed. Everything was approved, so it's, everything in the package.
Is there anything you'd like freezers? No.
I remember that
Yeah,
conversation.
went through the whole thing. She refused it, I need nothing. And then what happened is we awarded everything. For people that did, everybody that applied got something, they never applied. You know, the old Lotto saying, you can't win if you don't play?
So we have that, I mean, so, you know, because that's what I had said. So there's no trail that this new executive director or whatever applied, and
No,
we told them
no,
what I'm saying.
no one's well, here's the thing.
I just don't want to sound like an idiot.
If there's a chance the council could open up the money, and then they can apply.
No, I mean, listen, it's a great organization, and they don't, you know, I'm so anti-religion.
The problem, Chris, is, you know, we started this thing, and all I heard from council people was homeless and all. It is the hardest money ever spent. The homeless people.
Back with them, when we started it had to be hard goods. It couldn't be utilities, if you recall back. When we started that whole process,
That changed quickly.
we were telling everybody, and I don't know if we,
Yeah.
you know, hopefully we got that message to her.
Yeah, we did, absolutely. These organizations are not well organized. And when they meet federal funds, they usually they can't, they don't.
They don't have this.
I'm used to writing a lot.
Can't do it. You know, I mean, Columbus House. These $150,000 we took that.
They should have been sophisticated enough to do it. They've been around for a
You
while.
can have it.
Couldn't do it. How you doing?
Hanging in.
Good.
Gonna get started on that spruce project.
I heard it's fantastic, thank you. Quick meeting tonight, huh?
I had all the faith in the world in you, Ken.
Let's go over on that demo between the mayor's office and
Want to talk about it tonight?
whatever works for you.
Send me a text when 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock?
Yeah. So you came to your first meeting, huh, buddy?
Yeah, thanks. I mean, I left, I was in Waterbury today, so I left, it's usually about 35 minutes. I gave myself 45, took 50. I know, because Derby Avenue at 5 o'clock.
Yeah. You missed minutes and stuff, it's no big deal. My goal, I mean, they're giving me their time, I'm trying to get them out of here right away. Adjourn. Any discussion? All in favor? Say aye. Have a wonderful night. Thank you, everyone.